Hi guys, so I am finally back. It has been absolutely forever since I last made a YouTube video, and massive apologies for not coming back. You guys have chased me all over the internet. You've commented my blogs, my Instagram, my Ask FM, my YouTube, just asking when I'm going to come back. And I've kept on promising, yeah, I'm going to be back soon, I'll be back soon, I have all these video plans, and I genuinely do and did have all these videos planned, but life just got in the way. We had holidays, Christmas, no routine at all. For the longest time, we didn't have a routine. Um, so it just kind of didn't happen. But now, for the last few weeks, we've had a pretty decent, solid routine that's been working. Weekly plans that we've kind of fallen into. And so I'm planning, fingers crossed, to come back and make a weekly update at least every week, every Monday, because Mondays are my day when Dylan goes to nursery. So I have lots of time to kind of put makeup on, set up a camera, and just film. Isla is here. Baby feet. I will pick her up in a bit. She's just kind of been really fussy, so now she's stolen one of Dylan's toys, which is kind of the only thing that calms her down, damn it. So I'm going to let her chill out for a bit while I talk, and then I'll give her a little wave at the end. Because apparently she's happier laying with that man's head in her mouth than she is sitting on my knee. So yeah, so I kind of wasn't really sure what to talk about in this video because so much has happened. If I gave you a rundown of the last 6 months, we'd be here forever. So I think I'm just going to kind of let you guys know what's going on right now, and any questions or anything, you can pop them in the box, and I'm going to carry on making videos and hopefully keep you updated with my life, because not only do I like keeping you guys updated, I like having stuff I can look back on. Like I was looking back over my pregnancy vlogs the other day, and I was like, this is so cool, I have things I can look back on. So I'm going to try and keep up to date with stuff now, hopefully. So what's going on? Isla is 7 months old now, 7.5 months, which is crazy because it's like I blinked and suddenly she's huge. And if you follow my Instagram, you'll see that she's pretty big now, and I'll show you if you don't in a minute that she's big. And it's crazy because I just kind of wasn't prepared for it to happen so fast. With Dylan, it felt like it happened fast, but Isla is something else. It's crazy. And she's pretty chill for the most part. You wouldn't know it if you had seen how many takes it made me to get this far into a video. I think I've got like 12 because she's just been fussing and stuff, but she's a pretty chill baby. She's so like her brother as well, because I went to this big stage from about 4 to 6.5 to start of 7 months. Well, I just worried because she wasn't doing anything. She wasn't sitting, she wasn't rolling, she wasn't interested in food, she just didn't care. And now she's almost crawling, sitting unaided, rolling around the room, scoffing loads of food. It's out of nowhere, like the last 2 weeks maybe she started doing that, which is awesome. But also exactly what Dylan did, so I'm kind of like, I should have known, like, why am I worried? Which is really cool. And she's a really chilled out baby. She is really easy to look after. I'm really lucky that I've had chilled out kids, but she's really easy to look after, which is good because it gives me time to go and have one-on-one time with Dylan while she's still awake and while she's napping, which is really cool. What else about you, missus? We still use cloth nappies. I think I did a cloth nappy post on my blog while I was pregnant, and people asked me to update on that. I still use cloth nappies. I exclusively cloth nappy with Isla. I do a mix with Dylan, sometimes cloth, sometimes not, because cloth doesn't work so well with a toddler, especially with the whole potty training thing that we're kind of going through at the moment. Poppers are kind of complicated for him, but we're still cloth nappying. I'm going to do an updated post on my blog about the cloth nappies so I can kind of review the ones I hadn't used before, so please look up for that. I'm also still exclusively breastfeeding. I am liking my boobs much more. I find breastfeeding Isla a very different experience to breastfeeding Dylan, actually. Dylan really preferred one side, and so I kind of produced more milk on one side and was really lopsided and really self-conscious about myself while I was feeding Dylan, even though I really loved it. Whereas Isla was really easy to kind of, she's really interchangeable, which makes breastfeeding a lot more enjoyable because I don't kind of feel, I don't like this whole camera situation. My torch really wonky. Sorry. I don't feel so self-conscious with my body now. I'm feeding Isla, which is it's nice to kind of just be happy with my body in that sense. Anyway, so Isla, woohoo! Quick rundown. Dylan is really awesome. He is almost 3. He'll be 3 in May, which is crazy, 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 because, I mean, I kind of can't remember the last year of his life. I think being pregnant from him being 18 months to 2.5 or 2, really sucked up a lot of time that I was focusing not so much on him and just on life in general. And so I kind of had 6 months of his life that I kind of feel like I lost. And so I'm massively shocked that he's turning 3, because I'm kind of not prepared for that at all. But in saying that, he is a really, really awesome kid. I'm going to try and get some videos of him on here because he's so funny. He's got this really awesome personality that has kind of flourished in the last 6 months or so since Isla was born, where he used to be quite shy and quite introverted, and he would, you know, if he'd noticed you were watching him, he would stop whatever he was doing and just kind of sit. He didn't really interact with other kids so much. But in the last 6 months, he's really flourished. He loves singing and dancing and talking in front of people and playing with other kids. That's the best thing, that he's suddenly become really social. And that was something that for a while I worried about with him. But yeah, now he's really social and it's really cool. Like, we go to playgroups, he goes to nursery, and I like to kind of watch him run off with his friends and just interact with kids. And it's just so nice to watch him kind of flourish into this really happy kid that he seems more rounded now. And he still does ballet lessons. I've had a couple of people asking me about his ballet lessons on my blog. He still goes to ballet lessons after Easter, so he has 4 more weeks of his lessons where me or my sister go in with him. And then after Easter, he is starting going into classes on his own, which is crazy. Like, I've never really left him, apart from like nursery, I've never left him to go into a class where he has to learn and participate in that kind of setting on his own. So I'm interested to see how that happens and how that works. Hopefully I'm going to get some pictures of his final ballet lessons, and I'll post them on my blog too, because I really need to catch up with that stuff. Oh my god, I'm talking so fast, I'm kind of like, breathe. I don't really know what to say about Dylan. Like, I guess because Dylan's kind of a bit older, not so much changes, and you guys have, the people who have followed me for a long time have been around since I was pregnant with Dylan, before I was pregnant with Dylan, and kind of watched him grow up. So there's not so much to say about him, which is strange, because for 2 years, he was all I talked about, and now it's kind of like, oh, what do I say? There's not so much anymore. I guess, okay, we'll talk about my health, because my health sucks. My heart condition, I think I'm going to bring that up first, because it's quite evident when I'm talking that I get quite breathless sometimes, and that's to do with my heart at the moment. It's not doing so well. I think because I've been ill quite a lot during the winter, that my heart has been struggling to keep up with the demand of kind of pumping the blood through to kind of flush out all my illness that has been going on. So more recently, I've been talking to my GP about going back on certain amounts of medication, namely warfarin, that I've kind of been on and off. I can't take it while I'm pregnant or breastfeeding, and so I've been off it, but we've been talking about possibly having to stop breastfeeding so I can go back on medication to kind of strengthen my heart so I don't, have a heart attack. But that's something that I'm being monitored for at the moment, because I really don't want to stop breastfeeding until Isla's ready. And so I'm going to kind of trying other stuff, changing my diet, kind of exercising. I'm doing quite a bit of strength training and a lot of yoga, less cardio kind of stuff, kind of being mindful when I'm with the kids, not too much running about, but also, finding balance. So we're trying all that stuff at the moment, which is, it sucks a bit, because, I'm breathless a lot, and it's weird, like, having to kind of be mindful about when I'm running around after Dylan, that not to take it too far in case something happens. So it sucks, but it's something that I'm living with at the moment, and we're trying to figure it out. I kind of want to avoid going back onto warfarin, because it is a horrible drug, and I just really don't like it. So fingers crossed we can kind of avoid that. I've also been told that I am gluten intolerant, which is fun, and I'm also, my body isn't breaking down sugar, and so I've been trying pretty unsuccessfully to cut gluten and sugar from my diet. I love carbs, and I love candy, and so but actually over the last fortnight or so, I've been doing quite well and not really eating too much gluten and sugar. I've pretty much eliminated gluten. It's the sugar which is killing me, because I've been baking a lot, which I'll get to later. But yeah, so that's kind of really affected my diet, and for a while it was quite tough because I am still quite a bit. It's my body's dealing with it now, but I was really bloated all the time. My weight was fluctuating, which was really triggering and mentally difficult to deal with, and I didn't know what it was. And it turned out that it was gluten and sugar, and so I kind of got told I had to cut them out because not only was it not good for my body, it's also not good for me emotionally and psychologically to have my weight going all of the time, and it was really bad. And so I'm cutting it out now, which has resulted in me, my body's really changed again. I don't know whether you can tell from my last video, and I think some of this is the dysmorphia, but also it's just a thing where my body is, partly because of the bloating and partly just because I guess things have changed recently. I'm a lot softer and rounder, but I'm actually losing weight because my body is flushing out all the toxins that I've had. So I'm having a bit of a strange time with my body because I look a lot better than I did, I think, health-wise. I look healthier. I don't look so angular. I don't look so drawn, but I'm actually losing weight, and so we're trying to find a balance with that as well, because I'm dropping weight into something, my BMI is dropping below 16, kind of, which is alarm bells for people. But actually, my blood tests, everything to do with my body, apart from my heart, which we're working on still, is actually working a lot better, and I'm a lot healthier than I was 6 months ago, 5 months ago. And so it's kind of what I'm working on at the moment with my body, and it's weird with anorexia because I look healthier, which is really difficult, and then I'm losing weight, and it's kind of this battle in my head that I'm having at the moment, which actually I'm surprised how well I'm processing it, that I'm not slipping into something unhealthy. So fingers crossed it's going to stay that way, because I'm quite happy with how I'm eating at the moment. Which people have been asking about, incidentally, on Instagram, and today I'm posting recipes on my blog. I'm going to put the link to my blog, and then there's a side blog, which there's a link at the top of my blog that has recipes on it, so you can check them out. I'm posting them all today. What else is there? Cakes! Cakes! Yay! I am baking a lot recently. Wow, I'm like 12.5 minutes in. I'm going to try and condense this. I'm baking a lot recently. If you follow my Instagram, you would have seen that I've been baking constantly and decorating cakes. I find baking really therapeutic. I did art therapy when I was in therapy, and I hated it. It was so difficult for me to deal with not producing something I was proud of, and not producing something that I felt artistically linked to, because I feel like my art is an expression of certain things, not necessarily how I'm feeling, and what they ask for in art therapy isn't what I do. And so I found it really frustrating. But what I took from art therapy is that I really liked creating. And so if you followed me for a while, you'll remember that when I was pregnant with Dylan, which is when I did art therapy as well, I was going home and I was sketching a lot, and I was sketching lots of girls who looked really pretty and animals and that kind of thing. And I found that really therapeutic. And as I'm drawing and as I'm creating, I get really stressed and there's a lot of tension because I want it to be perfect. And I kind of get lost in this bubble when I'm actually moulding or drawing. But when I'm thinking about it, going into it, I get really stressed. And then I do it and I'm really calm in a little bubble. And then I finish it and there's always something I can improve on. But generally, I'm really happy with what I've created. There's a sense of fulfillment and accomplishment that I really like, and it's really good for me to feel like I'm accomplishing things, especially as sometimes I struggle with feeling like I'm not anything aside from being a mother anymore. So I've been baking a lot, and I've started to sell my cakes. I'm kind of only selling them for a little bit at the moment. I'm literally charging the price of the fondant, which I use to decorate, and the box and the board that I can pack, and the packaging, so I can send things off. But at the moment, while I'm practicing, I'm not charging too much. But I sold my first cake on Saturday, and I've got 2 more orders this week. I've got, I think, like 5 or 6 orders for the end of the month. So it's really cool. I'm really excited. So yeah, I'm baking and it's kind of going somewhere, which is really cool. So I am almost 15 minutes into this video, and I have talked and kind of exhausted myself. There is always more to say. I can already think of more things that I want to put in a video and talk about, but I'm not going to put in this video. I also have more videos that you guys have asked for, which I'm going to do, but that is going to be enough for today, I think. I am planning on doing a video at least every Monday. I'll do my weekly update, and then I'll try and fit other things in too. I may end up recording 2 videos on a Monday just to kind of separate things out a bit, but I am going to try and do once a week, once a Monday. So please catch up with me, and I'm going to be back again. Also keep tabs on my blog, because my blog is going to be up and running properly again soon. Same with Instagram, but that's always running. And so that's it. Final thing, we're going to say hello to Isla, who's been really good and really quiet. Yes, while I've been recording a video. So 6 months on from my last video, unless you followed me, if you followed me on Instagram, you've seen this happen. But 6 months on, here is Isla. She's now 7.5 months old. Crazy. Yeah. Yay! Oh, here we go. So yeah, I'm back. We're back. And I'll be back next week.